The trials had passed. A new era dawned. Coming up in this episode...
Messenger of Allah, have you chosen this location by divine command? Or is it a matter of strategy and counsel?
O Muhammad! Bring out our equals from among your people, so we may fight them!
Yathrib became the city of the Prophet, not by conquest but by a mercy that unified all hearts forever. The Hijrah was more than a journey from one land to another. It was the turning point that transformed a persecuted community into a people with a home and a future. In Yathrib, a new chapter was about to begin, a chapter that would change the course of history forever. After arriving in Medina, the Prophet Muhammad made the establishment of a mosque his first priority. It was to be far more than a place of worship, a house devoted to the worship of Allah alone, a center for learning, consultation, and the affairs of the growing Muslim community. From this humble beginning, the foundations of a new civilization were laid.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
For generations, the tribes of Aus and Khazraj had been divided by conflict. But through Islam, old rivalries gave way to a shared faith. Together they became known as the Ansar, the helpers, those who welcomed and supported the Messenger of Allah and the believers who came with him. Those who had left Mecca, sacrificing their homes and wealth for their faith, became known as the Muhajirun, the emigrants. United by the worship of Allah alone, the bonds of faith replaced the divisions of tribe and lineage. Around the Prophet Muhammad, the first Muslim community was born, built on brotherhood, justice, and devotion to God. To unite the new community, the Prophet Muhammad established a bond of brotherhood between the Muhajirun and the Ansar. They became more than neighbors. They became family, sharing their homes, their work, and their lives for the sake of Allah. Medina was now home to a diverse society. At its heart stood the Muslim community, formed by the Muhajirun and the Ansar. Alongside them lived the Jewish tribes, each preserving its own faith and traditions. There were also those who publicly identified with the Muslim community while concealing other beliefs. Together, these groups formed the social fabric of Medina. To unite the diverse communities of Medina under a shared system of rights and responsibilities, Prophet Muhammad established a written agreement known today as the Constitution of Medina. It defined the relationship between the Muslim community, the Jewish tribes, and the other inhabitants of the city, guaranteeing justice, mutual protection, and freedom of religion. It became one of the earliest written civic agreements in history. Back in Mecca, the Quraysh ruthlessly stripped the fleeing Muhajirun of their homes, lands, and life's earnings. Left with nothing but their faith, the exiles bore a crushing injustice, setting the stage for a divine turning point. The wounds of exile ran deep. Stripped of their homes and wealth in Mecca by the Quraysh, the Muhajirun bore a profound injustice. But divine permission finally descended. The oppressed were granted the right to fight back, anchored in the absolute promise that God was fully capable of granting them victory. Meanwhile, across the expansive desert routes, a massive Quraysh trade caravan pressed forward from Syria. Led by Abu Sufyan, it carried the wealth and fortunes of Mecca, unaware that the tides of history were rapidly converging upon them. Equipped with profound resolve and modest means, just over 300 men sharing a handful of horses and camels, the Muslim army marched out from Medina. Their destination, the desert routes, to intercept the massive trade caravan of Abu Sufyan and reclaim what was rightfully theirs. As news of the advancing Muslim army reached him, Abu Sufyan acted with swift caution. Diverting his caravan toward the treacherous coastal route to evade capture, he dispatched a desperate messenger flying toward Mecca, urging the Quraysh to ride out and protect their wealth. Racing into Mecca, The messenger raised his voice with an urgent warning. The caravan was in danger. His cry echoed through the streets, and before long, the city was in turmoil. The leaders of Quraysh gathered, determined to march out and protect their wealth and prestige. Meanwhile, Abu Sufyan remained alert. Learning that the Muslim force was nearby, he quickly changed the caravan's route, leading it westward along the coastal road. The decision saved the caravan and kept its valuable cargo out of Muslim hands. Fueled by pride and panic, the chieftains of Quraysh gathered in haste, vowing to march out in full force to crush the threat.
To battle! For glory!
Yeah! Glory!
Swiftly mobilizing a formidable force, Mecca prepared for war, determined to crush any threat to their trade. When news arrived that Abu Sufyan's caravan had escaped safely, the Quraysh camp was divided. Some favored returning to Mecca and avoiding battle, especially knowing that the Muslim force included their own sons and relatives. But Abu Jahl insisted on pressing forward, determined to seize the moment and destroy Muhammad and his followers from Yathrib. The Muslims reached the valley of Badr and established their first camp. Just over 300 believers stood together, ready to face whatever lay ahead. Leading an army 3 times larger than the Muslims, the chiefs of Quraysh marched, determined to crush Muhammad's message and silence the call to one God.
Messenger of Allah, have you chosen this location by divine command, or is it a matter of strategy and counsel?
With wisdom and military courtesy, Al-Hubab bin al-Mundhir asked whether their position was divine revelation or a strategy of war. Learning it was strategy, he advised seizing the water source nearest to the enemy, securing it for the Muslims while denying the adversary, ensuring a decisive tactical advantage. After the counsel of Al-Hubab ibn al-Mundhir, the Muslim army moved toward the nearer water, taking a stronger position before the battle began. Realizing the enemy's numerical superiority, the Prophet convened a war council to consult the Ansar on facing battle. When asked for counsel, Sa'd ibn Mu'adh pledged that the Ansar would stand beside the messenger wherever he led. On the night of Badr, rain fell to strengthen the believers. The Prophet prayed with profound humility and devotion until his cloak slipped from his shoulders. Abu Bakr al-Siddiq gently lifted it back, comforting him. "Ease upon yourself, O Messenger of Allah, for Allah will surely help you and fulfill His promise." On the morning of Badr, the Prophet Muhammad arranged the ranks of the Muslim fighters, then inspired them with the words, "Rise to a paradise as vast as the heavens and the earth."
وحيا هبل وحيا هبل.
O Muhammad, bring out our equals from among your people, so we may fight them.
Before the armies clashed, 3 of Quraysh's fiercest champions stepped into the battlefield to issue the customary challenge of single combat. Shaybah ibn Rabi'ah, his brother Utbah ibn Rabi'ah, and Utbah's son, Al-Walid ibn Utbah. Answering the challenge, 3 champions stepped out from the Muslim ranks: Ali ibn Abi Talib, Hamza ibn Abd al-Muttalib, and Ubaidah ibn al-Harith ibn Abd al-Muttalib. The first duel of Badr began as Hamza ibn Abd al-Muttalib stepped forward to face Shaybah ibn Rabi'ah. Ali gave his opponent Al-Walid no chance to respond, ending the duel almost as soon as it began. Meanwhile, Ubaidah and Utbah fought a closely matched duel, each inflicting a serious wound on the other. As both men fell to the ground, Hamza and Ali stepped forward and dispatched Utbah.
Attack! Charge forward! Umayyah, enemy of Allah! He must not escape! Seize him! Strike him down!
At Badr, Umayyah ibn Khalaf met his end on the battlefield after years of persecuting Bilal ibn Rabah, a powerful reminder that oppression does not endure.
Move! Faster!
The Battle of Badr ended with the Muslims' first great victory, but the battlefield was only the beginning. What happened after Badr is a story we will explore in the upcoming episodes of the Story of Islam.